What is up, guys? Today I bring you a 2023 Mazda 3 Sport with a 2.5 liter turbocharged engine. Is this still worth it in 2023? Let's go for a drive and find out. Alright, let's put it in sport mode. There's literally just a sport mode and an off switch here. Brake boost and launch. No wheel spin at all, even though, well, the sun's in my eye again. Even though the ground's a little wet, there's actually no drama at all when you launch this thing, thanks to that I-active all-wheel drive. And the pumped-in audio actually sounds pretty good. I like it. Most people don't like the augmented engine noises, but I actually like how this one sounds. 0 to 60 is about 5.9 seconds thanks to that 2.5 liter turbocharged inline 4. It's actually quite a big inline 4. You don't really find many 2.5 liter inline 4s. This makes about 227 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque on regular gas. But if you're feeling bougie and rich, you can put premium gas and this will make 250 horsepower and 320 pound-feet of torque. Sounds good. There are two other engine choices, including a 2.0 naturally aspirated engine and a 2.5 liter also naturally aspirated, but we got the turbo today. All these SkyActiv G engines also feature cylinder deactivation, so you save a lot of gas. All right, back into sport mode, and let's see how it does around here. Okay, that sounds good. There is some understeer, of course. That's expected because this is a front-wheel drive based platform, but it's still very well balanced. Yeah, this thing can move. There you go. This I-active all-wheel drive does a really good job of hooking up in the wet. I'm pretty sure sport mode doesn't really stiffen the steering or the suspension. It just livens up the engine and transmission. But the steering is very nicely weighted. This thing picks up. Every single time I stop this car, I keep thinking the auto stop start just kicked in because you can't hear anything. There's no vibrations. But then I look around and there's no auto stop start. The idle's at about 500-600 RPM, but it's so smooth and quiet, you think the engine's off. And this thing doesn't even need auto stop start because this thing is super efficient. With this turbo one, you get an EPA rating of 23 miles per gallon in the city and 31 in the highway. And the 2 liter one gets 28 in the city and 36 on the highway. The ride is so comfortable and solid. It feels so refined and dampened in here. And especially with that all-wheel drive where when you step on it, there's no drama at all. Makes you feel like you're in a Lexus or even a German car. We don't get a dual clutch in here. Instead, we get the traditional torque converter 6-speed transmission, which is fine because most dual clutch transmissions are a little rough. Let's put it back into normal mode so it becomes quiet. But yeah, most dual clutch cars are not that smooth. They get a little jerky, especially when you're coming to a stop. This car isn't really made for that market. It's not, even though it's priced around a WRX or actually a little cheaper, this car doesn't really compete in that sporty segment. It competes like with luxury car, premium cars. And with that, you don't really need that extra 0.001 second faster shift off the line. What you want is a very smooth shift that you don't really feel like what you get in the Mazda. And even though it doesn't compete with the WRX, this thing is just as sporty actually, if not faster. The way Mazda tuned their accelerator and brakes too makes it feel much more playful. Like there's always power on demand, something that's highly underrated, but does a lot to the driving experience. In a car like the Subaru WRX, which isn't much faster, it might feel slightly sportier, which is its intended target market, but that car sacrifices so much more comfort and luxury that you get in this car. There's also a driver's assist system with lane departure warning, forward collision warning, blind spot monitors, and parking sensors with this very crispy looking 360 camera. Again, something that you find in a luxury car. Nothing in this class would have that. And of course, we've got adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, that works really well up to 40 miles per hour or 65 kilometers per hour, but I wish it worked at higher speeds too. The heads-up display is clear and bright, and the fact that I'm even talking about the heads-up display puts into perspective how much better and premium this car is compared to its competitors. It displays your navigation info, speed limit signs, your speed as well. It also shows you signs that are picked up from the camera, including stop signs and wrong way signs. Don't ask me how I know that. And it has these little things in the corner that indicate whether there's a car in your blind spot or not. The exterior of the Mazda 3, even though it's been out for years, has aged really well. It is still one of the sleekest and cleanest design in the segment. The curvature and body lines on the Mazda 3 really makes it look fancy and upscale, especially with these headlights that aren't anything crazy, but they're simple and they have this really nice pulse to it, which are on every single turn signal, including the indicators on the inside of the car. And the headlights also swivel with the steering wheel, like BMWs and Audis, so you can see corners and turns a lot better. Also something that you wouldn't find in a mainstream car. The rear lights look like, I know some of y'all gonna hate me, but for a $30,000 car, the lights in the back look like the Ferrari 812 Superfast. Except these lights are actually even cooler with the turn signals and reverse lights integrated into the circle and tinted, so the back of the car looks much cleaner. Actually, now that I think about it, the whole car is also shaped like a Ferrari, the Ferrari FF. Long hood and this rounded hatch in the back. The Polymetal Grey is Mazda's best color in my opinion. It looks perfect and good on everything in their Mazda lineup, and the blacked out trimming instead of the chrome makes it perfect. And finally, we do get these 18-inch black alloy wheels on this GT. Moving on to the interior is the favorite part of my car. Doors feel solid, everything looks upscale, and it also feels very nice as well. Everything that you can touch is nice and soft. Like, look how thick this part of the dashboard is. Like, the leather is nice and soft. Like, this is better than a lot of German cars. These red seats are in a Garnet red leather, and they're very nice and supportive, and it goes really well with this black headliner. It looks very sporty in here. The center console has a sliding armrest that opens up, pretty much like a German car. And I like how nice and high everything sits. It makes you feel like the car is wrapping around you. Again, very German or Lexus-like. The aluminum Bose speaker grille and these fancy little Audi-like buttons really add the final touch. And my favorite part is all these windows are auto up-down, something that you won't find in a typical mainstream car. Only luxury cars usually have them. We even got these Audi-style vents that run across the dashboard. And it's a very fancy frameless mirror up here, just like an Audi. Even the HVAC controller is pretty much like an Audi. Everything feels very nice and solid. And then we got these really cool windshield wipers that spray from the blade themselves so it doesn't obstruct your view. Something that you find in a Mercedes. Mazda has really stepped up their game from mainstream cars to premium luxury cars, yet still competitively priced in the mainstream market. The instrument cluster is digital in the middle, and there's a few screens that you can scroll through. And then we've got the screen all the way up here, which is right in the driver's line of sight, so you don't have to look down. It's not touch screen though, so you're gonna have to use this MMI controller down here, which is actually really easy to use. In my own car, I don't even use a touch screen. I just use this thing. So you don't have to reach all the way down here or become distracted touching stuff. While this is muscle memory, so you don't have to take your eyes off the road at all to use. The whole layout is nice and easy to use. There is Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but one thing it doesn't have, and one of my few complaints about this car, is that Apple CarPlay isn't wireless. and there's no wireless charger, and the fact that there's no USB-Cs. It's just USB-B ports in here. Other than that, this interior is so nice and premium. I could sit in here all day. Might as well just take a nap in here on these very nice, comfortable sofa-like seats. I lied. Let's finish the review. All right, hopping into the rear, there's actually a pretty good opening here, although you will have to duck a little bit to get in. This is how I sit. Legroom is pretty normal. There are cutouts in the seats to make it more comfy. Headroom, I have about 2 inches left, and I'm about 5'8". It's pretty nice. The seats are very thick. These front seats are thick. These rear seats are very chunky, meaty, right? Which make it very comfortable, but you do sacrifice some space. Again, soft touches are in the back as well, and it feels nice. No USB ports or vents back here though. And cup holders. So very nice. In the trunk, we got about 20 cubic feet of space. Nice big opening, and there's a lot more hatchback practicality when you do fold the seats down. Under the mat, we do have a spare tire and a Bose subwoofer in the middle. There's a lock button up here, and you can just close it. Mazda 3 starts at $21,900 in Canada, with this fully spec'd out sport model with the all-wheel drive and the turbo engine being about $39,600 Canadian. In the US, the Mazda 3 starts at $22,550 US dollars, and this model being just under $37,000. The 2023 Mazda 3 GT Turbo is a well-rounded car that offers excellent performance, a modern design, and advanced technology. The car's turbocharged engine provides ample power for an exhilarating driving experience, while the car's design is sure to turn heads. The car's advanced safety features and technology provides convenience and safety, making it a top pick in its class. Over the years, Mazda really stepped away from the mainstream car market into the luxury premium market with its upscale looks, finishes, and features, yet still competitively priced against mainstream cars. If you're in the market for a compact car that offers a blend of performance, design, and technology, the 2023 Mazda 3 is definitely worth considering. Thanks for watching.